Trigger warning, mentions of abuse. If you or someone you know is experiencing abuse, please call 1-800-799-7233 or visit thehotline.org. I'm your host, Natasha Kay, and you're listening to Micromusings. In this podcast, we delve into the world of writing, exploring original works and uncovering the inspirations and stories behind the pieces. Our goal is to create a space where writing can inspire, comfort, and connect us all. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Now let's dive in. Today's episode is super special to me because it's the first time I admit certain things to someone outside of myself. It's been over a year since I first wrote this, and I remember being in high emotional distress and refusing to believe the situation I was in. I've been keeping it to myself out of embarrassment, mostly because it doesn't feel like it happened to me, but rather I allowed all of it to occur, which is by design and doesn't negate that I went through something horrible and shouldn't happen to anyone. This episode isn't graphic, but the mention of the word could be triggering to some. As always, this is a safe space where you are loved and cared for. Here's Stockholm Syndrome. I had to fall apart to dig into my deepest memories, trying to remember the way you treated me, looking for answers where every outcome does me wrong. Over trusting you means that my innocence is gone. Under trusting myself means that my intuition is gone. A hell of a drug to know this is wrong. Having the correct terminology and all, but my problem is that I see you as a person and not my abuser. That I believe people can change if you allow them to. Except it's been years and the only change is who you screw. Your pattern is unbreakable, withstanding the test of time. You try to play victim, switching up on a dime. Using those years of therapy to throw around buzzwords and claiming that you're healing, while I walk around with the 5 burn marks you left me, hoarding the 20 poems that changed my brain chemistry. This is part 2, Rainy Air Cherries. He was like an intensely sweet rainy air, always giving me a stomachache. Too much sugar, love bombing or whatever, followed by a somewhat tart and bitter aftertaste. There was a time where I couldn't get enough. Best from June to July, my time with him was up, impatiently awaiting the next season where he's in bloom, only to learn that my taste buds changed in his absence, making everything he says sound disingenuous, leaving a bad taste in my mouth, reminiscent of sour cherries. And now I can no longer remember why I loved my dear Rainier, only knowing that it's still golden yellow. Couldn't even act like I liked it for longer than 5 minutes before it made my stomach turn. Ask me why I like it and I'll stare at you blankly. Even the smallest dose of it upsets my tummy, but I don't want to let him go. Ask me why I like having him around and I'll say it makes me less lonely. That misery loves company, because it was never about his smile, his laugh, those eyes when he talks about his passions. Not the kind words he spoke to my soul, nor the light kisses he placed on my forehead. I'll never even mention how much he made me smile and push me to be better. Only that I placed my happiness in someone that was always around, no matter how destructive keeping them close was. Thank you for listening to Micromusings. I'm so glad you could join me today. If you'd like to read more of my writing and additional exclusive content, visit the Micromusings Substack by clicking the link in the show notes below. If you enjoyed today's episode, please feel free to share it with others who might appreciate it. And if something specific stood out to you, let me know on @Micromusingspod on Instagram. I'd love to talk with you about it. Your support means the world to me. With love always. Until next time, I'm Natasha.